Welcome to the Explainer. We all use it, but let's be honest, almost nobody knows how it actually works. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on ChatGPT to see what's really going on inside that black box.
Okay, let's just jump right in with the million-dollar question. When you ask it to write a song or explain a crazy complex topic, what is actually happening in there? Is it thinking?
Well, to get to the real answer, we first have to completely throw out the idea of thinking as we know it. ChatGPT doesn't think like you or me. At all. It's doing something much, much simpler, just on a scale that is almost impossible to imagine.
Okay, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. ChatGPT has one and only one core mission. It looks at the text you gave it and it predicts the most statistically probable word to come next. That's it. Seriously, every poem, every piece of code, every amazing answer, it all just boils down to that one simple task, repeated over and over and over again.
So how on earth does it get so mind-blowingly good at this prediction game? Well, it all starts with building what you can kind of picture as a brain, but a brain made entirely out of words.
Now, the official term for this text brain is a large language model, or an LLM. And honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a massive, complex model of how language works, built by analyzing the patterns in just a ridiculous amount of text.
And when we say large, we are not kidding. The GPT-3 model, for example, was trained on over 45 terabytes of text data. To put that into perspective, the entire English Wikipedia is about 0.06 terabytes. So yeah, we're talking about a library of millions upon millions of books worth of data.
And don't forget, all that information, all that processing power is laser-focused on that one single task. By learning to just predict the next word from trillions of examples, something magical starts to happen. It starts to pick up on grammar, facts, reasoning, and even writing styles, all without being explicitly taught any of it.
But that brings up a really interesting problem, right? How do you actually train a model with that much raw data? I mean, you can't have a team of people creating a perfect answer key for the entire internet.
This is where the real game changer happened. Older AIs used what's called supervised training. That's where humans had to label everything, telling the AI this is right, this is wrong. It's slow and super expensive. ChatGPT's big breakthrough is unsupervised pre-training. You basically just give it the key to the library, the whole messy internet, and it teaches itself to find the patterns. That's what makes this whole thing possible on such a massive scale.
Its classroom is literally a giant slice of the internet. It reads websites, books, Wikipedia, news articles. It even learns from the dialogue in movie scripts and online forums. It soaks up the patterns of how we humans talk and write in all of our weird and wonderful ways.
So having all that data is one thing, but you need a really special kind of engine to make sense of it all, to actually understand the context. This engine is the secret sauce, and it's what the T in GPT stands for. It's called the Transformer Architecture. It came from this landmark 2017 paper called Attention is All You Need. And that title is a huge clue. See, older models would read text one word at a time, left to right, like we do. A transformer looks at the entire sentence, or even a whole paragraph, all at once. This is all thanks to a brilliant idea called self-attention. Instead of just looking at the word that came before, the model can weigh how important every single word is to every other word in the passage. So in a sentence like, the driver gave the customer the package and she thanked him, self-attention helps the model figure out that she is probably the customer and him is the driver. That ability to see the whole web of connections is what gives it that incredible sense of context.
All right, let's put it all together. You've got this huge text brain. It's been trained on the internet, and it's using this powerful transformer thing to understand context. So what does that actually look like when you type in a question? And more importantly, what are its biggest flaws?
This analogy is just perfect. Think of ChatGPT as a chef who has read every cookbook ever written. It has no idea what salty or sweet actually tastes like, but it knows, from seeing millions of recipes, that dark chocolate and sea salt go together way more often than, say, dark chocolate and ketchup. It's just mixing word ingredients based on powerful statistics.
And that leads us to a really, really critical point that everyone using this tech needs to understand. It is a pattern-matching machine, not a fact-checking machine. It has no concept of what is true or false. It only knows what sounds plausible based on all the text it's read.
This is exactly why we get what researchers call hallucinations. The AI can spit out an answer that sounds incredibly confident and well-written, but is completely made up. It's not trying to lie to you, it's just following the language patterns to a conclusion that just happens to be factually wrong. And that is why you always have to double-check its work.
And that leaves us with a final, pretty mind-bending question. If a machine can write poetry, explain quantum mechanics, and pass medical exams, all by just predicting the next most likely word, what does that tell us about our own intelligence? And what does it really mean to understand anything at all?